Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Well, welcome to another episode of Ask the Coach, and I'm delighted that you're able to join me. I've had some great questions coming in, but not just that, I've had some great feedback. I've had people write back to me with testimonies saying, I'm so glad you answered that question. Thank you, that was really for me. And actually what you suggested, the teaching, the information you shared with me allowed me to really begin to activate changes in my life. So I'm tremendously blessed that you are being so blessed by the content and by what I am sharing. Listen, just before we start, remember to subscribe, to share, and to like. You want to be notified instantly when this new content gets uploaded. And of course, invite people along to the platform so they too can be blessed by the content of Ask the Coach. So this week, we have a great question again, I promise you. So let's have a look at what this week's question is. And it says this: I'm a single parent and I have the business opportunity that seems to be taking longer than expected. I can't figure out if it's God saying to me, I don't want you to do this, or it's just my own fears paralyzing me to not move forward. Please help and advise me if you can. So again, another great question this week. And you know what, I will honestly say that this is definitely something that's happened to me lots of times. I have grown through this experience. And so absolutely, like you, I have had opportunities of business, of new ventures. And sometimes you're not sure whether, it's God or not God. Is it going to work out or not? So I completely understand what you're saying. And I would begin with these two questions really. Did I rush into this? So you say it's a business venture that's presented itself. Well, my first question is this something I know about? Is this an area of business that I'm skilled at? I know it, with my eyes closed, I can do this. Or is it more like an opportunity that someone's invited me to participate in? The two are really different. And also, what's the reason why you're in this business adventure? What's the purpose behind it? One thing I've learned, if you're in it for a quick buck, you just want to make a quick money and get out of a game, it doesn't bode well, trust me. Anything that's rushed into, anything that's a quick turnaround, I want quick money, a quick 5,000, a quick 10,000 in the next 3 months or so, usually means that, it's a high risk game you're playing. And so you've got to think about the reason for why you're in this business and why you've started it. Ultimately, I get it. We all want to make money in the business we're doing. But there's a real difference between doing something for a quick buck and doing something because it's your passion, your experience, you're skilled in this area. You have the wisdom how to operate in this business. Do you know that many new businesses take years to begin to turn a profit? It's a lot of hard work. It's grafting. It's putting in the hours. It's putting in the mental capacity, the energy, the time, and your money into turning this thing into a viable business. So if you're able to ask yourself the question, is it just something someone presented to me and I thought I'll have a go? There's a different path you're on there. Or whether it's a business that I really believe in, I'm going to invest in, and it might take me a couple of years to turn a profit, but I'm committed to this journey and to this path. So that's one thing to look at in this season. It's not unusual for many people to enter a business that it's about money and it's about the fact that I'm strapped for cash right now and I need a quick buck. And sometimes people play on that and invite you into things. So take some caution, look at what you're into and just evaluate it. I don't have enough, content from you to know what type of business it is, but really apply wisdom in this area. Also, I want to say this to you. It really reminds me of a scripture actually, where we're talking about, I've started something and I'm not sure if this is a good idea anymore. How many times have we started something thinking it's going to take us a couple of weeks to do, but it turns into months and, some ideas turn into years. Well, there's a scripture that comes to mind. It's about Moses and the children of Israel. You know it well, right? Moses is, taking the children out of Egypt. Pharaoh is pursuing them. And so now Moses and the children of Israel have arrived at the Red Sea. And guess what? Moses has a crisis moment. Can you imagine? In the middle of your decision making, in the middle of your committing on this journey, deciding, yes, I'm going for this. Yes, I'm going to, go for everything. I'm going to go for broke. He has a crisis. And maybe that's what you're having right now, a crisis where your emotions are screaming at you. What are you doing? This is a bad idea. It's not going to work out. This is what Moses had, a crisis at the Red Sea. And so Moses begins to question himself around the actions he's taken. Now listen to this. Moses isn't just concerned about the action he's taken for himself. He's got other people he's responsible for. And maybe for you in the business adventure, you're responsible. You mentioned that you're a single parent. You're now responsible, not just for yourself, but for your child or your children. So you feel the burden, the weight of getting this right, the burden of not messing up, a bit like Moses. But he started and he's on his way to somewhere, but there's a crisis moment, right? And let's go to Exodus 14 from 13 to 15. And I'm going to read from the New International Version. It says this. Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only be still." Verse 15, then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me?" So tell the Israelites to move forward. I love this text. Moses has a great moment where he gathers the people, right? A CEO moment. I'm the boss. I'm in charge. I'm gathering you. I'm going to focus you. I'm going to give you confidence in God. I'm going to give you confidence that God's going to deliver us. I want you to focus on God. The people are shouting, "Yay! Yay, Moses! God's going to bring us through." This is a great moment, isn't it? For Moses, the CEO. He's taking all the pressure off himself and giving it to God. Because Moses is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost the plot. And here comes God. He taps Moses on his shoulder and goes, "Hey, I want to have a word with you. Why are you telling the people that I'm going to give instructions as to what to do? It's your decision, Moses. You brought them this far. Why are you standing here waiting for me? Move forward." Now, what a powerful text. And it applies to our everyday life. It applies to our business decisions, isn't it? You've got a decision to make. But what do? We start out on this adventure of business. We get halfway, and we stop. We're stopping because the ground begins to feel unstable. I'm scared. I'm frightened. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. My money might be lost. I might lose not my money, but my house. I might lose so many things. I don't know what to do. So we stop like Moses and we wait for God. But listen to what God says to Moses. "Be confident, Moses, in the I am that I am." Be confident in your decision making. Look at the situation. Standing still won't resolve it. You've got to make a decision. You're either going to go back with the Egyptians or you're going forward. And in fact, God doesn't even give him the choice to go back. God prompts him to say, move forward. Moses had to make that decision. It's easy to say, God, you make your decision. But I want you to understand in your question, is it God? Is it my fear? Well, God is not stopping you from doing business. You're in the earth to have dominion, to operate and to do things. And so God is not in the business of stopping your transactions. It's about you making a decision. Maybe what's been prompted is you're recognizing that I didn't take enough time to evaluate this. Is that what's going on? I didn't count the cost in totality. I rushed into it and now it's unfolding. I'm not quite skilled, or it's not quite what I expected. Now that decision is around you and whether you're going to choose to withdraw from that or persist. Now, if this is about a quick buck, your mentality is wrong. If this is a business you're committed to, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. But I want you to know that a lot of times, like Moses, and I'm talking about the fact that if this is something or area that you want to pursue and you're committed for the next 10 years to pursuing this because you believe in it, if that's what you're saying to me, that I'm skilled, I know this thing, I just don't know if it's God. If that's what you're saying to me, then I want to encourage you, yes, to continue in what you're doing. Continue to press on and continue to move forward. Business is challenging. Business is hard, but maybe get people around you, get like-minded businesses, get mentorship to be able to navigate the roughness. The reality is, like Moses, you're scared right now. Like Moses, you're scared that you're going to be swallowed up by the circumstances. Fear is a powerful thing. Anyone in business experiences fear, experiences anxieties. Suppose it doesn't work. I've got a great illustration for you right now. We all know James Dyson, right? Yeah, the vacuum cleaner. I think this is a really great example. Well, James Dyson, and many of you might have his product in your home right now. Did you know that he made 5,126, I need that number to flash up, 5,126 prototype of a vacuum cleaner that did not work. That's right. He tried for over 5,000 times with an idea, with a thought, with a vision that failed each time. But guess what? On the 5,127th occasion, it worked. And now we know this amazing inventor where his products are worldwide known. He's rich. He's got his products everywhere. Why do I tell you the story of James Dyson? Because he failed many times. And in business, in the pursuit of a new adventure, you're going to fail many times. I said to my students the other day, listen, when you get to the 5,126th failure, let's then sit down and think about, should we quit about now? Why do I say that? If you're pursuing your business, you're going to have to be relentless. You're going to have to be focused, dogmatic in your approach. You've got to believe that this thing is going to work. And so there is a need for passion and a pursuit. Now that can only happen because you believe in your own vision. You believe in what you're doing. And there's a complete difference when you're picking up someone else's vision and you're trying to make a quick 5K in the first 3 months or 6 months and move on with your life. They're two different scenarios. So which one are you in? But, be encouraged. God is not trying to stop you from necessarily doing the business. But what you might be feeling is the prompting to think, have I counted the cost? Have I put a budget together? Have I looked at what is needed from me? Am I able to commit to this level right now? Do I have the time, the energy, and the resources to make this work for me? Listen, no one's going to make your business succeed for you but you. You need to put in the hard work. So I pray that was a blessing and helpful to you. But I want to pray for you right now. I pray for God's wisdom to surround you like a shield. I pray that your fears will be dissipated and that you will begin to sit down and begin to look at what this business is. Begin to analyze it from a business perspective and see whether this is something that you want to pursue because you have the desire for it, or whether it's just something to get you some money. I pray for that clarity to fall upon your heart right now, and the peace of God is going to overshadow you. And I prophesy to you, you're going to know what to do going forward. Listen, guys, God bless you. That was another segment of Ask the Coach. Remember to share, subscribe, and like, and send me your questions at info@Simone Olagoke Ministries. Until next week, God bless.